Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my physics class. Our today's topics are sound and its type, origin of sound, propagation of sound, velocity of sound, animals' hearing mechanism, limit of audibility and noise, and sound making instruments. Let's start now. Sound and its types. Sound is one kind of energy which creates the sensation of hearing. We hear different types of sound around us like tune of flute, horn of a car, dogs barking, baa baa of goat, birds chirping, sound of rickshaw, bell, etc. That is, we can hear different types of sound around us, and sound is one kind of energy which creates the feelings of hearing. We can recognize different sounds produced from different sources by hearing them. If we hear the sound of horn of a bus, we can understand that the sound is coming from the horn of a bus. And if we hear the sound of birds chirping, then we can understand that it is the sound of birds chirping. That means we can recognize different sounds produced from different sources by hearing them. There are two types of sound. Tuneful sound, the sound which are pleasing to the ear. Example, tune of flute, sound of harmonium, etc. That is, tune of flute is pleasing to the ear, and melodious sound of harmonium is also pleasing to the ear. This type of sounds are called tuneful sound. And tuneless sound, the sound which are noisy and disturbing to the ear. Example, sound of vehicles, sound during cutting iron, dogs barking, etc. That is, these types of sounds are unpleasing to the ear, so these are tuneless sound. Now, origin of sound. If an object is vibrated in any way, then a sound is produced from it. That is, if we strike an object by something, then a sound will be produced from it. That is, if we vibrate an object in any way, then it will produce sound. This production of sound will remain until the vibration of the object is stopped. When the vibration of the object is stopped, no sound will be produced from it. That is, no vibration, no sound will be produced. So we can say vibration of the object is the origin of the sound. That is, sound is produced by the vibration of the object. So vibration of the object is the origin of sound. The vibrating object which produces sound is called source of sound. If we strike a metallic pot by a stick, it will produce sound. If we touch the vibrating pot by our fingers softly, we will feel the vibration of the pot. That means vibration of the object is the source of sound. Now, propagation of sound. The movement of sound from one place to another place is called propagation of sound. That is, transferring of sound from one place to another place is known as propagation of sound. Vibration of the object is the origin of the sound. This vibration propagates through the medium in the form of wave. Therefore, the sound propagates through the medium in the form of wave. That means sound is one kind of wave. Sound is longitudinal wave. We know there are two types of wave, transverse wave and longitudinal wave, and sound is longitudinal wave. Now, wave. The disturbance produced in the medium by the periodic vibration of the particles of the medium is called wave. That is, wave is the disturbance which is produced by the periodic vibration of the particle of the medium. Periodic vibration means the motion of the particle is periodic motion, and we know if the motion is repeated again and again after a certain interval of time, then this motion is known as periodic motion. So wave is the disturbance produced in the medium by the periodic vibration of the particles of the medium is called wave. Longitudinal wave produced in the spring is shown here. Here compression and expansion is produced, that is wave propagated through this spring by compression and expansion, and the particle of the medium vibrates like in this way, that is here to and fro motion of the air molecules, that is molecules of the medium vibrate to and fro motion, and wave is propagating in this direction. Here direction of propagation of wave, and here the to and fro motion of air molecules or molecules of the medium. That is, when sound wave propagates through the medium, the compression and expansion of the medium is produced. If an object is vibrated, it will produce sound. We know it. This vibrating body will vibrate the adjacent molecule of the air. That is, if we vibrate the object, it will produce sound, and the vibrating body will vibrate the adjacent molecule of the air. That is, adjacent molecule of the air will be vibrated by the vibration of the body which is vibrated to produce sound. Now, then the vibrating air molecule, that is this adjacent molecule, vibrating air molecule will vibrate its adjacent molecules. That is, this molecule will vibrate its adjacent molecules. In this way, the vibration will be transferred from one molecule to another molecule of the medium, and finally reaches to the ear of the listener. That is, the vibrating body will vibrate its adjacent molecule, then this molecule will vibrate its next molecules, and in this way this vibration reaches to the ear of the listener. So a medium is needed for the propagation of the sound. That is, sound will be propagated from one place to another place by the vibration of the molecule of the medium. So a medium is needed for the propagation of the sound. Without medium, sound cannot be propagated. And here the mechanism of propagation of sound is shown. Here the particle is vibrating to and fro motion of the particle. Here the particles of the medium are not changing their position permanently. They are vibrated about their equilibrium position, and wave is propagating in this direction. That is, sound is propagating in this direction. Here compression and here expansion is produced in the medium, that is, sound wave is propagated through this medium by creating compression and rarefaction of the medium. Here wave is propagating in this direction and particle is vibrated about their mean position or equilibrium position. Here the red particle is shown, that is the motion of the particle is shown here, that is here to and fro motion. And here sound is produced from this speaker and this sound is propagating in all direction from this source, and this sound is propagated through this medium by the vibration of the particle of the medium. Therefore, for the propagation of the sound, a medium is mandatory. Now, velocity of sound through solid, liquid and gaseous medium. We know a medium is needed for the propagation of sound. The velocity of sound depends on the nature of the medium. That is, the velocity of the sound depends on nature of the medium. Velocity of sound through solid medium is different from the velocity of sound through liquid medium, and velocity of sound through liquid medium is different from the velocity of sound through gaseous medium. That is, velocity of sound through air medium is not equal to the velocity of sound through iron medium or aluminum medium or water medium. The velocity of sound through solid medium is faster than that of the liquid medium. That is, velocity of sound through solid medium is greater than that of the liquid medium. And the velocity of sound through liquid medium is faster than that of gaseous medium. That is, velocity of sound through solid medium is faster than that of the liquid medium, and velocity of sound through liquid medium is faster than that of the gaseous medium. So velocity of sound through solid medium is fastest, then liquid medium, and then gaseous medium. Comparison among the velocities of sound through solid, liquid and gaseous medium. The velocity of sound through air is equal to 343 meter per second. The velocity of sound through water is 1496 meter per second. Air is the gaseous medium and water is liquid medium. That is, here the velocity of sound through liquid medium is greater than the velocity of sound through gaseous medium. Now the velocity of sound through aluminum is 6420 meter per second and it is greater than 1496 meter per second. And here aluminum medium is the solid medium. Therefore, the velocity of sound through solid medium is faster than the velocity of sound through liquid medium, and velocity of sound through liquid medium is faster than the velocity of sound through gaseous medium. How can animal hear sound? The vibrating objects produce sound and this sound is propagated in all directions through the medium. The outer shape of our ear looks mostly like a funnel. When sound enters into it, sound goes through a canal where there is a stressed thin layer at the end. This is called tympanum. That is, the stressed thin layer at the end of a canal is known as tympanum. This layer plays an important role. The role is that the vibration of the sound vibrates the tympanum. That is, at first vibration of the sound enters into the ear and it will vibrate the tympanum. and vibration reaches inside the ear through it. Sound reaches to the brain from there. Thus the ear can hear sound. And here the mechanism of animals hearing is shown. Here the vibration of sound is entering into this canal, and this vibration vibrates this stress thin layer, and it is known as tympanum, and then this vibration reaches through it into our brain, and then we can hear. Limit of audibility and noise. If an object is vibrated, it will produce sound. That means sound is produced as a result of vibration of the particles of the object. Frequency. The number of vibration in 1 second is called frequency. That means if an object completes 10 vibration in 1 second, its frequency is 10. And the unit of frequency is hertz, and it is denoted by Hz. If the particles of the object completes 30 vibration in 1 second, its frequency is 30 hertz. That is, number of vibration in 1 second is known as frequency. If the particles of the object completes 30 vibration in 1 second, then its frequency is 30 hertz. If the particles of the object completes 50 vibration in 1 second, then its frequency is 50 hertz. If the particles of the object completes 2 vibration in 1 second, its frequency is 2 hertz. We cannot hear the sound of all vibrating object. We know if the object is vibrated in any way, then sound will be produced, but we cannot hear the sound of all vibrating object. If the frequency is less than 20 hertz, we cannot hear it. That is, if the vibration of the particles of the object is less than 20 in 1 second, then its frequency is less than 20 hertz, so we cannot hear that sound. That is, if the frequency is less than 20 hertz, we cannot hear it. If the frequency is greater than 20,000 hertz, we cannot hear it. That is, if the particles of the object completes 20,000 vibration in 1 second, then we cannot hear the sound from that object. We can hear the sound of frequency 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. That is, we can hear the sound of frequency which is more than 20 hertz and less than 20,000 hertz. So this is the range of audible sound for human being. Inaudible sound for human being. The sound of frequency less than 20 hertz and more than 20,000 hertz is inaudible sound. Audible sound for human being. The sound of frequency 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz is audible sound. Some animals like dog and bat can hear the sound of frequency more than 20,000 hertz. Police uses high frequency whistles. The dog can hear it, but man cannot hear it. High frequency ultrasonic sound is used in ultrasonography for medical diagnostic purposes. If the frequency of the sound is more than 20,000 hertz, then this sound is known as ultrasonic sound, and high frequency ultrasonic sound is used in ultrasonography machine. Well audible sound. The sound which are pleasing to ear and comfortable are well audible sound. Noise. The sound which are unpleasing to ear, uncomfortable and disturbing are called noise. Now sound pollution. If there is excess or unexpected sound, then we call it pollution, sound pollution. Main causes of sound pollution are horn of vehicles, explosions, sound of machines, sound of mics and sound of construction works. These are the main causes of sound pollution. Sound pollution means excess or unexpected sound. Harmful effect of sound pollution. The harmful effects of sound pollution are insomnia, headache, high blood pressure, disturbance, depression, and many other problems. These are the harmful effects of sound pollution. The loud sound even can destroy the hearing ability. Sound making machine. Sound making machine are of two types: musical instruments, flute, harmonium, one string and two string instruments, sitar, etc. These are musical instrument. And non-musical instrument, horn of vehicles, the bell of bicycle or rickshaw. These instruments produce non-musical sound and these instruments produce musical sound. Now flute. This is a flute and it is used to produce musical sound. Sound is produced by the vibration of inside air. Air is pushed inside the flute pipe by blowing. The intensity of sound depends upon the length and number of holes of the flute. That is, the intensity of the sound depends on length of this flute, and here there are many holes in this flute, and the intensity of sound depends upon the number of holes in this flute. Monochord and two-stringed musical instrument. This is a monochord musical instrument and it is two-stringed musical instruments. It is ektara and it is dotara. These are stringed bass musical instrument. Here one string and here two strings. These instruments produce pleasing sound with the help of vibrating string or wire. If we pull this string and release it, then this string will be vibrated and will produce musical sound. The intensity of sound can be changed by increasing or decreasing the length or thickness of the string. That is, the intensity of sound depends on the length of this string and thickness of this string. If we change the thickness of this string, then the intensity will be changed, and if we increase or decrease the length of this string, then the intensity of sound will be changed.